Brace yourselves for the latest on the pitch, because disaster has struck the youth ranks at Barcelona, with young star Juan Hernández confirmed to be facing a massive layoff. The talented 18-year-old midfielder went down hard in training this morning, and medical tests have sadly confirmed an ACL tear that will keep him sidelined for the better part of the next year. It is a crushing blow for the Barca Athletic talent, coming just days after teammate Patricio Pacifico suffered the exact same injury.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Turning to the transfer market, Barcelona is feeling the heat after a blunt public warning from Inter Milan sporting director Piero Ausilio regarding Alessandro Bastoni. Ausilio made it crystal clear that Inter has no intention of letting their star defender leave, forcing the Catalans to urgently pivot toward alternatives like Croatia international Luka Vuskovic or the fast-paced Micky van de Ven. With the clock ticking on their defensive rebuild, Barcelona must decide if they have the economic firepower to challenge for these top targets, or if they need to look elsewhere for reinforcements. All eyes shift to Seville this Friday, where Real Madrid faces a must-win clash against Real Betis to keep their flickering La Liga title hopes alive. Real Madrid sits 9 points behind leaders Barcelona, and with Eder Militao and Arda Güler now officially ruled out for the remainder of the season, the pressure on the squad is at an all-time high. Los Blancos know that anything less than 3 points will be the final nail in the coffin for their domestic campaign. Finally, we celebrate a historic milestone for Frenkie de Jong, who has officially surpassed Phillip Cocu to become the Dutch player with the most appearances in FC Barcelona history. Clocking in at 293 games in the Blaugrana jersey, Frenkie de Jong is set to chat live with fans today to mark this legendary achievement as he continues to build his incredible legacy at the club. Keep up with all the action by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you never miss a beat. Ever wonder how quickly a promising career can be derailed by a single, heart-wrenching moment? That's exactly the grim reality Barcelona is facing right now. We've just received word that another bright talent from the youth ranks has been sidelined with an ACL injury, and honestly, it's becoming a recurring nightmare for the club. 18-year-old Juan Hernández, a standout attacking midfielder for Barca Athletic, was just going about his routine in Thursday's training session when everything changed. One moment he's preparing for a clash against Athletic Leda, and the next, he's on the grass, clutching his knee in agony. It's the kind of scene every football fan dreads. Medical tests have now confirmed the worst, an ACL tear that will keep him out for nearly an entire year. What makes this even more devastating is that this isn't an isolated incident. Just days ago, we saw his teammate Patricio Pacifico fall to the exact same injury. It forces us to ask, is it just bad luck, or are these young bodies being pushed to a breaking point? It's a massive blow for the future of the Blaugrana, and we can only wish both boys a steady recovery. If you appreciate the deep dives into the stories behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. Sometimes, the toughest games aren't the ones played on the pitch, but the ones fought on the road to recovery. Is Barcelona's dream of signing Alessandro Bastoni officially dead? It certainly feels that way after Inter Milan's sporting director, Piero Ausilio, dropped a massive truth bomb recently. He basically told Barca to stop flirting through the media and pick up the phone if they're serious, but he made it crystal clear. Bastoni isn't going anywhere. For a financially strapped Barcelona, that's a brutal reality check. If they can't land their top target, who's left to fix that leaky defense? Let's break down 5 alternatives that could actually fit the bill. First up, we have the 19-year-old Croatian sensation, Luka Vuskovic. Currently tearing it up on loan at Hamburger SV, this kid is a 6'4" mountain who is surprisingly smooth on the ball. Now, he doesn't quite fit the experienced mold Barcelona usually wants, but with his agent being none other than Hansi Flick's representative, don't be shocked if he pops up on the radar. Next is Sporting CP's leader, Gonçalo Inácio. He's got over 250 appearances under his belt at just 24, and with a €60 million release clause, he's a premium option. If the cash is there, which is a big if. Then there's the Nico Schlotterbeck situation. He's arguably the best defender in the Bundesliga right now, but his new Dortmund deal has a release clause that might favor Real Madrid over Barcelona. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but he might be wearing the wrong shade of white if he leaves Germany. If you want the perfect tactical fit, though, look at Micky van de Ven. He's the speedster Barcelona desperately needs to support that high defensive line. His recovery pace is elite, and he's already mastered the aggressive, front-foot system that Flick loves. He'd be a game changer. Finally, there's the wild card, Marcos Senesi. He's free this summer, he's in his prime, and he's a tenacious leader who could replicate the impact Íñigo Martínez had on the squad. It's a tough spot for Barcelona, but as the saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens. Who would you go after if you were running the show at the Camp Nou? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more transfer drama. After all, in the world of football, the next big twist is always just one phone call away. Is this the end of the road for Real Madrid's title dreams, or is there one final twist left in the tale? Welcome back, football fans. We are looking at a high-stakes Friday night showdown at the Estadio La Cartuja, where Real Madrid faces a desperate race against the clock and an unforgiving point deficit against Barcelona. With just 6 rounds left in the La Liga season, Los Blancos find themselves trailing by 9 points. For a club of Madrid's stature, being second is essentially last, and after their crushing Champions League exit, the pressure has reached a boiling point. The glory days of early season dominance under Xabi Alonso feel like a lifetime ago. Since that 13-win start, inconsistency has plagued the team, with recent losses to Osasuna and Getafe handing the keys to the league to their Catalan rivals. But don't count them out just yet. Madrid is holding on to one flickering light, the upcoming Clásico on May 10th. If they can survive this away trip to Real Betis, that match at the Camp Nou becomes their final stand. However, the path is getting rockier. They've just lost Eder Militao and Arda Güler for the remainder of the season to thigh injuries, thinning an already stretched squad. Looking at the hosts, Real Betis is no pushover. They've got Antony returning from suspension, and history shows they aren't afraid of the Giants, who could forget their comeback win last season. With a total of 143 meetings between these two, the rivalry runs deep, and Real Madrid's 78-32 historical edge won't count for much once that whistle blows. Can Mbappe and Bellingham pull off a miracle, or will Betis put the final nail in Madrid's coffin? We want to hear your predictions. Drop a comment below with your scoreline, and don't forget to join us on channel YouTube Sports starting at 5 p.m. GMT for our full build-up and live text commentary. In football, it's never over until the math says so, but Friday night, the math is looking very, very thin. History has been made at Spotify Camp Nou, and it's a milestone that cements a Dutch icon's place among the Barcelona greats. Frenkie de Jong has officially stepped past the legendary Phillip Cocu to become the most-capped Dutch player in FC Barcelona's storied history. Reaching 293 appearances, Frenkie isn't just playing games, he's writing his own chapter in the Blaugrana folklore. It was a touching moment when Cocu himself was there to present a commemorative shirt, a literal passing of the torch from one midfield maestro to another. Looking at the list of legends behind him, names like Ronald Koeman, Patrick Kluivert, and Frank de Boer, you realize just how elite this company really is. But for de Jong, it's not just about the volume of games, it's about the silverware. With 7 titles under his belt, he's already the second most decorated Dutchman to ever wear the crest, trailing only the legendary Koeman. It really makes you wonder if he'll eventually claim that top spot for trophies too. If you want to hear from the man himself, don't miss his live Q&A on the official FC Barcelona YouTube channel this Thursday. Head over to the chat, drop your questions, and join the conversation as we celebrate a true modern-day legend. Sometimes, the most important records aren't just about the numbers, but the legacy you build along the way.